Your mom's really mad at you because you need to make some money. You need to make some freaking money because you're a teenager and you don't have any money, and you keep on asking your mom, "Oh, can we have a pool, Dad? Can we have a pool?" Yeah, actually, they asked her mother. No, they asked her father. Two little kids with little spiky little hair and yellow little skin from the Simpsons cartoons. Bart and Lisa Simpsons, they were asking their parents, "Can we have a pool, Dad? Can we have a pool, Dad?" And that's what kids do to their parents, and the parents get really annoyed and say, "Hey, you need to go get a job. You need to be a babysitter. Get a job as a babysitter and make some extra money." Except it wouldn't be extra money. It would be just sufficient amount of money, because I'm tired of you asking me for money. So do your chores, do your housework around the house that we require you to do, but we don't really want to give you any more allowance anymore because you're getting too old, and you're old enough to have your own job. So be a paper boy, man. Wake up early in the morning and get a paper route. Go talk to the local newspaper, or however you do it. I have no idea how to do it, and I could help you as a parent if I was a responsible, caring parent, or if I want to be a helicopter soccer mom or something like that. Maybe I can help you, but maybe I don't want to help you because I'm tired and I want to just watch the game, or want to watch the football game, or I want to watch the wrestling WWE game, watch Hulk Hogan, watch really old games on VHS, or watch The Rock. Or The Rock makes movies now. Now he makes movies and he doesn't really is in wrestling anymore except on special occasions. Oh man, so what am I gonna watch? Oh yeah, I can watch football, or I can watch basketball. As a parent or as a father, oh man, I don't have time for my parents. No, I don't have any time for my kids. So hey kids, you need to go get a job. Be a paper boy. So that's what you do. You become a paper boy and you become one of the most famous video games of all time, called Paper Boy. So here is my video game review on the video game called Paper Boy that originally came out with with Nintendo, from Nintendo. I think no other game system had it. No other game company had it. It was like 1985 or 1986 when the first video game came out called Paper Boy. So here's my video game review on that game. Here are some spoiler alerts in case you don't know. You can't actually get spoiled because it's just a story of a paper boy who's like a teenager, like 15 years old. He's just a typical American boy. So sorry about all you other countries out there that might be watching this video thinking about, hey, what about if I'm from Australia, or from Australia, or from Europe, or another country? How many times do you have to say Australia? I really like Australia, and I've always wanted to go to Australia since I was like, I don't know, 17 years old, or college. Since college, like when I went to college, I started thinking about Australia because I met somebody, Timothy Knight, who was like, he went to my college and he was a student, but he was also an RA later on, and a unit leader of other counselors, since I was a counselor kind of thing, at different camps in different states, and different kinds of camps. And in the camp in New York, he was a leader. He was like a unit leader. Was just like a counselor over other counselors, and he was really cool. And I saw him at college and at camp at the same time, or at different times. And he was from Australia, and his name was Timothy Knight. And so I started falling in love with Australia. But even before that, I really liked Australia because it was mysterious, and I liked the crocodile hunter and how he talked. And Australia hunter was like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna get the crocodile, we're gonna get the crocodile." But then he was like poisoned and stung to death in the water one time when he was in the water like a couple of years ago, like in 2003 or so. He was stinged, and he was making a video, and they're recording him probably, and he was doing some kind of stunt in the water, but then it's like this like fish or this stingray thing stung him to death and stung him a bunch of times, and he was a daredevil and doing his own stunts, like Jackie Chan does his own stunts, and some people do their own stunts, and that's what he was doing. But then he died, and he was like the crocodile hunter, or maybe the crocodile hunter is somebody else, but he was basically, kind of like a crocodile hunter or somebody else in Australia, from Australia, and he was really cool. And I started liking Australia back then, and there was also, this baby kangaroo, which is called a Joey. A baby kangaroo is called Joey, and that's my name. My name is Joey Arnold. and I'm making a video game review, and that's what I do, and I make other reviews, and if you like my videos, let me know in the comments below, or email me, originaloatmeal@gmail.com, but you never know how the cookie crumbles until you try to test it out in the water, and that's what the crocodile did. The crocodile did. The crocodile hunter did. And he died, and that was really sad, but he was Australian, like Timothy Knight, who was a friend of mine who I met at college and camps. And that was really cool. And so, I started liking Australia. And so I do like other countries. I know I'm not just in love with America. However, I am talking about a game that's specifically made for America. Or maybe not just made for America, but originally made for America at the time. The Nintendo mostly was just for an audience of video games, of of America, the American audience. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was just for the whole world in general. I don't really know. But I want to say America because America's all I knew until now I'm in Vietnam teaching English. I'm not teaching English this month of August 2013, but maybe I'll go back because I was teaching English for like in March, April, May, and a little bit of June, and maybe a little bit of July. But now at the moment, not not, but maybe I'll go back to teaching English, or maybe I'll get like a college certificate thing, like or a diploma, or like maybe I get a bachelor of arts in education that will help me teach English because that's what they're looking for at schools, or maybe I'll get like a teaching certificate, like a TESOL, which is like teaching English for people of a second language, of another language. They speak another language, but now they want to learn English, so that's what they call it, like a TESOL or a TEFL. And TEFL is like teaching English for people of a foreign language, kind of thing. And both of them are similar, but also different. One is just for like people who are in America already, in an English-speaking country, but then they have to learn it, so they have to get better at it, so they need help, like a teacher or a tutor. And the other one is for like people in a country that they don't speak English, like Vietnam. They don't really speak a lot of English, except in like bigger cities like Saigon or Hanoi, where they do have more foreigners coming in and out, tourist people, and so they do have a little bit more of English. But for the normal population, regular local people, Vietnamese people, they don't speak English. So it's like, oh man, they don't really speak English, so that's pretty sad. But you can still teach them as a teacher, and so you can get the different certificates or degrees that qualifies you, it gives you qualifications to do it, to teach English, and then more schools are more likely to hire you when you do that, and then you're like, yeah, I got a job and I can make money, teach English, and live a happy life. Happy life, happy wife, happy wife, happy life. Wife is a girl that you marry and you make her happy, you're gonna have a happy life. Otherwise, your life is gonna be pretty sad. But nonetheless, there are ways of doing things and ways to having jobs and helping people and teaching people, which I wanted to do since I was 8 years old. I wanted to be a missionary and tell the people about the gospel of Christ and to make the world a better place and to help people problem solve and to think for their own and do things like that since I was like 8 years old. I wanted to be like the next Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan and Michael Collins and Michael Kurtz and all the other people like Mikey from the Life cereal commercials. And I wanted to be like all the other Mikes out there in the world, and I also wanted to be like a Jedi from Star Wars and a pirate from the Pirates of the Caribbean, and then be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and then be a Peter Pan. I wanted to be all those things and everybody you look up to, and I wanted to run away from dinosaurs when I saw Jurassic Park. And when I played Paperboy, I really wanted to be a paperboy. I think maybe a little, but then I thought about waking up early in the morning, like 5 in the a.m. 5 a.m. in the morning, 5 in the morning. There's no way I can wake up with the sun or before the sun wakes up and milk the cows. We're making almost paradise. We're wasting most of our lives in almost freaking paradise. At 5:30 in the morning, I'm milking cows. Jedi Rider has a photo and it's a sow. He's getting in one little fight and his mom got scared. He says he's moving with their auntie, with their auntie to Bel Air in California. That's what they told Will Smith in The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, a TV show about Will Smith, a black guy in a big house where they have a butler and everything's nice because they have a lot of money, but then there's still problems. And when there's problems, things has to happen, and that's what happened to the paper boy. He probably had problems at the home, but then his parents are like, "You need money," so he had to go and sell papers, newspapers, and that's what happens in the game. So here is my video game review. In case you don't know, this is a video game review. A video game review on the video game that is called Paperboy. In this game, spoiler alert. In this game, in this video game called Paperboy, you are a paperboy boy. You are a paperboy boy. You're on a bicycle. You have newspapers. You pick up each newspaper at a time. You throw it at the house. Don't throw it at the windows. Don't break the windows. Throw it right in the front of the house or throw it in the mailbox and get some extra points. You want points in every single video game. You want points or coins or jewels or real money or whatever they have in the video game, in each particular video game. Each individual video game might be a little different. In this game, you want to deliver the papers, the newspapers. You want to deliver the newspapers to the different customers, or you will lose customers, and that will lose you the game. That will cost you the game, and that's not so good if the cookie crumbles that way. So make sure you don't break windows. Don't throw the newspapers into windows or into the places that it doesn't belong, or into trees or bushes or into little kids' faces when they're on the tricycles, and dodge everything that comes at you or towards you or near you. Things will move and pop up at you like cars and other bicycles, and there'll be holes in the ground and different people running after you, and cats going after you, and dogs going after you, and monsters going after you. Just like the monsters go after the son, the real son of Will Smith in After Earth, a movie called After Earth. You have this, like the Abominable Snowman, except that Abominable Snowman is not actually in the movie, but he's in other video games. Like you have video games where you're like skiing down a hill, and eventually an abominable snowman comes out of nowhere and just eats you up, and it scares me half to death when that happens. But luckily in Paperboy, the video game called Paperboy, nothing like that happens. I don't think there's no snowman in it. There's just not a lot of snow because it's not during the snow season. He's not going to deliver snow during the snow season. I don't think anybody reads newspapers when it's snowing outside. They're like, F the news, I'm staying inside, I'm watching Walt Disney movies. Yeah. And then I'm going to turn on YouTube and watch Joey Arnold movie reviews. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. You think that's what they're going to do? I would hope that they were to do that. I wish they would do that, and that's what happens in the game. Basically, that's what you do. You just deliver papers to your customers and hope you don't lose some. And when you do bad and you miss, or you hit the newspaper through a window or something, or you miss a house, you lose customers, and that will bring you closer to losing the game, and then you get a game over and you have to start over. And if you do good, on the other hand, you get more customers, and then that's good, and you can progress to the next level and to the next level, and it keeps on getting harder. And I don't know how many levels there are. I don't know how many there are, but it's a really interesting game. It's really exciting, and I recommend you trying to play it because it's just interesting to play, because it's just fun. Just until it gets too hard, and then you just pick up the game and throw it to the ground. It's like, F you game, you're too hard, and you stop playing, you walk away. Just like you might walk away from my videos, which is okay, because you have the right to do what you want. Just tell me what you think in the comments below before you do so.